Hey gang, Kevin here, Life22, and it is March 3rd. I am 3 days late, which isn't horrible, as far as my standards go. But let's start. This is this month's life theme for March. We'll get into that in just a second. I want to roll back to how was your Fit February? Um, I continue to eat healthy. I tried stretching and working out. I did not get as many workouts in as I would wanted to, but I'm going to proceed to move forward. I did have plenty of fish this month. Lennox tried sushi for the first time. He kept insisting on it. He didn't even know. I've never used the word sushi around him. He just came home one night and started declaring to his mother he wanted to try sushi and if we had any. So we did an entire dinner one night of just different types of sushi. So that was kind of intriguing, and it fit in for Fishuary or Fit February. Either way, both it's very fishy and it's very healthy when you're trying to stay fit. So that said, I'm going to defer now to the reason I've been late is because I've been a little preoccupied. I've been busy. Me and June, after going on 12 years in June. Tied the knot on Leap Day, February 29th, the last day of last month. So, yeah, so obviously, as you can tell, there was a bunch of celebratory events and things like that that kind of preoccupied me for 2 or 3 days. Now I'm trying to play catch up. So, which gets us into this month's theme. This month's theme is March, right? So it's when we normally march for something. And this month, we're going to march for marriage. And obviously I'm new to marriage, but I would recommend to everybody that is watching this that you get in. Let me start that over. I'm recommending this to everybody who's listening and or watching this to check out the 3-part series by Jordan Peterson entitled Marriage. That 3-part series is phenomenal. It's actually funny. I was me and June a couple of years ago something happened and it just occurred to me that I need to commit to my relationship with June. Not that I was out like gallivanting around like it's some kind of Alice Cooper song, right? Like Only Women Bleed, and I'm out and smoking, drinking, and don't come home at all. No, that wasn't the case, but I needed to take our relationship to the next level. And I'm a product of divorced parents, and my entire childhood, my dad was in my ear. No. You need to, this is what marriage does to you. It screws you up. It makes you lose everything that you own and you worked hard for, and they're just, women are incentivized to leave, and there's no such thing as trust or what have you. And so, like, in the back of my head, that's like the foundation that this thought of marriage in my head was built on, and I'm realizing that foundation is poop. And so I built a new one, listening to different commentators and things like that, and I said, you know what, in order for me to get over that, and eventually we have 4 kids together, and we've just it's time. And so I proposed to June last March at my sister's bachelorette party in Breckenridge, Colorado, and then she insisted on getting married on Leap Day. We had a small ceremony in Kevin fashion. It was filmed, and there was videography from multiple different angles, but it was still something that we needed to do in our relationship. Otherwise, our relationship isn't going anywhere. It's just stalled. We're just 2 people just like sitting next to each other for so many years. And we are planning on doing a bigger kind of ceremony where the weather's nicer outside. It's more conducive to having like family and friends and a big reception and things like that. So we're going to plan on doing a bigger ceremony this coming summer, late spring to like early fall, somewhere in that ballpark. We haven't picked a time or a day yet. We're gonna do something big, something fun, and then reenact the ceremony, a renewal of vows, if you will, and then, a big reception slash, as June likes to call it, a party. But that said, Jordan Peterson brings up in that 3-part seminar that you can never truly commit to something if you always keep like one foot out of the water. If you get your toe dipped into this relationship and you say, oh, we're life partners, and but you know what? At any point, either of you could go either way. And I'm not agreeing with how the legal system structures marriage, because I don't think the government has any involvement into marriage. I think when two people tell each other that they'll be together till death do them part, then that is the ultimate commitment. There is no such thing as infidelity. There is no, like, in terms of like, you will not commit these infidelities. You will not do. You can't make that kind of claim and then be like, well, I cheated on him because of this, or he cheated on me because of that. You know what I mean? It's, or she cheated on me, and it's like you make these claims and like, I want out of this. Like, well, no, there is no out of this. Like, then relationships are work, and in order to make it work, you have to work at them. You have to always work at them. This is one of the hardest things you have to do, and if you're going to do one of the hardest things you're going to do, you have to commit to it. And if you're not going to commit to it, then why are you doing it in the first place? You're just wasting your time, you're wasting that person's time, you're wasting everybody's time, and you'll never truly grow up. And I know most of you call me a big child. Sometimes I can be. Almost everybody is a big child. And some people are wise in areas they never thought of themselves as wise. And it is what it is. But you're always going to be a child in terms of your relationship, unless you get married, tie the knot, and work hard at this relationship at the highest level that you can take it. And that's why today I'm telling you to march for marriage. So share your stories. This one might be a little bit more in depth. Share your life stories with us on how your marriage is going, maybe problems you had with your marriage. I can try to comment back. I'm new to the marriage thing, but I can try to comment back on, maybe where you could have done better. Maybe you could tell us where you think you could have done better, because only you can answer those questions. I can help guide you, and I might not be the best guide in that regard. And I'm not claiming to be the best guide. But I'd like you to share your stories. Share how long your marriage has lasted. Maybe your first marriage didn't work out and you got remarried and you had a better go of it the second time. Maybe you've been divorced 5 times. Maybe you've never gotten married and you were thinking about it and you want to ask questions. There's a whole stream of people on the internet out there that, that have advice. The people that are sharing their life stories and how great their marriage is can maybe help sway you in that decision. Maybe you never heard of the Jordan Peterson marriage seminar that he does. And I think it's phenomenal. And whilst I had realized that I needed to take deeper commitment in my relationship, it was funny because like a month later that got released and I was like, this is phenomenal. And I watched it, I reviewed it, and you can watch the review on the channel. And it was just a really great seminar, and a 3-part series, if you will. And I recommend everyone to watch it. And so I hope that you march with us for marriage. Stand up for marriage, get married. Maybe it just causes you to spark, like, man, I haven't really been putting that much time into my marriage. And maybe this month sparks you to reinvigorate what it is in your marriage that, you need to work on, something you think is missing that you need to help find, something that you once loved to do with your spouse and you just haven't done it in a while. And you just say, hey, let's go to dinner. Let's start up movie nights, date nights again. Things like that. I recommend that to everybody. A date night is very healthy in relationships. So, with that said, hope you had a great fit February or Fishuary, and I hope that you have a great March for marriage, and we will see you guys next time on Life22.